And actually preach times of the genuine ones only. I was just sitting here. It's something just dwelled on me. And I say this respectfully, my content is not for everybody, and that's okay. But I actually preach times of the genuine ones only. Allowing yourself to stress out about a situation when God has her hands and his hands over you already. Showing you at the end of the day that you truly protected when God is truly covering you. Showing you at the end of the day that the situation is going to work out for all the right reasons in a good way where you least expect it. Doubting yourself was never part of God's vision, and I say that respectfully. When you don't worship the devil, the energy is differently. Allowing yourself to show up for you, and God is showing you your way. God is truly showing you favor at the end of the day. When certain folks walked into your life to dim your light because of their pain. Not allowing yourself to become mentally unstable. Dealing with depression, anxiety, PTSD, but understanding peace. To truly go within, because God is truly showing you the way. That energy is different. When you understand at the end of the day, when it's out of your control, God will truly show up for you. To show you at the end of the day why you went within. Trauma and pain, wow. Had you going in circles, didn't know which direction to turn. But only to realize that, wow, you thought you got the bad end of the stick. But that was only the enemy talking. When God was showing you at the end of the day the confidence that God installed within you. How mentally strong you truly was not to become your own worst enemy when he made you a victim that day. Allowing yourself not to understand your pain. Allowing yourself not to understand your pain. Wow. That's what the enemy wanted you to do that day. They didn't want you to self-reflect. They didn't want you to go within to understand self-awareness. But you didn't allow you to become your own worst enemy. You understood change. Change and growth. Things will never be the same. When God truly has her hands over you, when God truly has his hands over you, and you don't worship the devil, the energy is different. Everybody don't pray the same. My content ain't for everybody. The energy is different. When a situation is truly not in your control, you did everything in your power to show up that day. And you wasn't gonna allow yourself to lose control. You know, when it came to self-awareness, to lose yourself, you allowed yourself to understand that, hold on 1 second. I gotta actually breathe because God is allowing me to see. God allowed me to see the other day for all the right reasons, choosing me. I can't allow myself to dwell on something at the end of the day I ain't got no control over when God is truly showing me my way. Showing me at the end of the day everything's gonna work out in my favor when I least expect it. And I ain't got malicious intentions. Sometimes God will close that door for all the right reasons to show you at the end of the day, to give you reassurance. To show you why the next door is truly opening. And what a blessing in disguise looks like up close in person. When you almost lost yourself when it came to your train of thought. And it wasn't one side because you was on the same page with God at the end of the day that, wow, I recognized my faith not to lose self-control. I understood at the end of the day that everything's going to work out in my favor because you got your hand on me today. Be patient with your process. They will never understand what it took for you to show up for yourself that day. Losing everything, right to left. You know how it feels to be homeless. You know how it feels to be your own worst enemy. You know how it feels to be in an unhealthy relationship. You know how it feels to folks to go against you at the end of the day. You're just trying to show up for yourself, not to project pain. The energy is different. You understood an even exchange. Being patient with your process. Not only just being patient with your process. Recognizing the confidence that God installed within you when it came to your mental health. Not to make yourself dysfunctional, but to stay in your lane, but to understand your lane. Believing in yourself when it came to your favor. How God was truly showing you your way. That you are worthy, and that you are loved. And don't overlook yourself hurting yourself with your own words because of a temporary situation. Don't allow yourself to lose yourself. Be patient with your process when God has his hands over you. Her hands over you. At the end of the day, my content ain't for everybody, and that's okay. They would never understand your walk of life. You truly showing up for you. When you truly almost give up that day. Loving yourself is not a crime. And being patient with your process at the end of the day, it's not a crime to heal the wounds that was endured within you, regardless who gave up on you or overlooked you. When God is truly watching over you, regardless of what storm you're going through right now, and I say that respectfully, when it comes to your mental health, and you don't know which direction to turn, and you're just trying to better you, not to become mentally sick. That's what the enemy wants you to do. Become your own worst enemy. But that wasn't God's plan when God is truly covering you. And you don't worship the devil in no shape or form at the end of the day, regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, disability, your age. And you ain't doing it for likes and view when it comes to your pain. Understanding the mindset at the end of the day, I can't become my own worst enemy. If I'm trying to choose me, I can't give up on me. I got the short end of the stick at the end of the day for folks who didn't see my vision. They misused me, abused me, made me feel like I wasn't worthy. Trying to dim my light when it came to my confidence. But God was truly directing you that day. The energy is different, self-reflecting. They would never understood what it took for you to show up for yourself in the most healthiest way. Your man and your word don't get discouraged today. Loving yourself is not a crime. And being your authentic self is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. When God truly has her hands over you, when God truly has his hands over you, and you can allow yourself to become your own worst enemy because God truly showed up for you. You know how it feels to lose everything, regardless if it was a job or not at the end of the day. Someone projecting pain on you, things will never be the same. Continue to be patient with your process, and I say that respectfully. When you wasn't trying to run game, you were just trying to become your best self vision of yourself. To understand at the end of the day that God installed faith within you, that you can overcome any obstacle that's placed in front of you, and I say that respectfully. You mad and you are worthy. You mad and you are worthy. Sometimes when you walking blindsided and you don't even recognize your faith, not realizing that God is truly by your side, trying to show you at the end of the day, I'm here to pick you up. Regardless if you're dealing with mental health problems, being sick at the end of the day, folks giving up on you, the lack of love and respect at the end of the day, God is truly showing you to choose you, to better you, to show up for you without the excuses when you least expect it. God is kind, God is respectful, God is peace, God is patient. My content is not for everybody. And choosing yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. It's not a crime to be your authentic self, regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, your age. You may not agree with what I say, but that just goes to show at the end of the day, my content isn't for you. Talking out loud at the end of the day, being your authentic self, and you ain't got no malicious intentions to hurt nobody. Just trying to show up for yourself, to better yourself. They would never understand your self-reflection when you understood at the end of the day how God is truly showing you direction when it comes to order in your life. When it comes to mental health, being mentally stable at the end of the day, choosing yourself to love yourself. You've been through so much pain and trauma in your life. Things will never be the same because you allowed yourself to choose yourself today. Because God showed up for you when you least expected. And God never shortchanged you. God truly loves you. The energy is different. My content is not for everybody. And it's okay to be your authentic self, regardless who's rooting for you or not. And I say that respectfully. When God truly has her hands over you, when God truly has his hands over you, having self-doubt because that job opportunity didn't work out, that relationship didn't work out, your guardian didn't know how to love you or respect you at the end of the day. and you feel like you're hopeless. You feel like you're walking up to walk alone at the end of the day. You feel like giving up. But it wasn't an even exchange when it came to your words at the end of the day, hurting yourself with your own pain. And I say that respectfully, because God doesn't want you to dim your light today. Being your own worst enemy, that wasn't part of God's timing. And I say that respectfully. You know how it feels to be abandoned, misused, neglected, mistreated. You put a name to your book. When it came to your mental health, they labeled you crazy. They labeled you all these toxic behaviors at the end of the day. Only for you to look in the mirror that you are truly worthy. Regardless of what anybody got to say when you wasn't trying to hurt nobody. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. You were just in your own lane. Just trying to elevate. You was truly praying for yourself, not against yourself. They would never understand the obstacles that you had to... They would never understand the obstacles that you had to truly face at the end of the day when it came to trauma and pain, that someone made you a victim that day. Everybody's walk of life is different, but it's called respect, neighbor. Stay in your lane. Someone choosing themselves to better themselves. Someone choosing themselves not to play mind games. Someone choosing themselves to recognize they smile. Someone choosing themselves to believe in hope. Patience and time, living in fear, that wasn't part of God's timing. Someone truly wanted you to give up. But God truly showed you hope. The lack of love, because someone didn't love you, and only for you to realize you was truly blessing yourself to allow you to choose you when God shows up for you that day. Loving yourself is not a crime. They would never understand when God truly has her hands over you. God has his hands over you when you're going through a storm at the end of the day, feeling hopeless, heartbroken. Is things gonna get better? Only to realize direction, allowing yourself to believe in faith when God is truly guiding your way, and not to give up or let alone live in fear, because that wasn't part of God's plan. That was only the enemy talking. I say this respectfully. You may not make sense to somebody else when you're trying to express yourself. This is just a little lesson. Because sometimes it's hard to open up to certain individuals that don't understand you. It was truly a lesson. It made you feel like at the end of the day I had to truly walk away, because at the end of the day someone judged me that day. Only to realize it was truly one-sided. When someone betrays you, at the end of the day, they take your kindness or weakness and humiliate you, disrespect you in the most unhealthiest way. Who do I trust? Who can I vent to? I thought at the end of the day, I thought you had my back, only to realize you used me that day. And only for me to show up for myself in the most healthiest way. It didn't matter if I was talking in circles at the end of the day. I was trying to express myself, something that you couldn't understand. But someone was able to relate to me, to be on the same page. To understand at the end of the day, I could be comfortable being who I am. And I had to be nobody else at the end of the day to wear a mask. I had to be real that day. The energy is different. Sometimes in life, you feel like, who do I trust? When it comes to just confiding in somebody, when I ain't trying to hurt nobody. They said, okay, it's okay to vent to me, but only to realize you just shortchanged yourself. No, you didn't. They just lost out on somebody at the end of the day that God placed in their life at the end of the day with a good ear that you were supposed to be, neighbor. But you went against your neighbor at the end of the day, and only for them to become their best self version of themselves. Only to realize at the end of the day everybody wasn't supposed to be part of your journey, and that's okay. Sometimes in life when you feel like your back is against the wall, regardless if it's a guardian or not, at the end of the day, strange in the street, you just need somebody to vent to, who truly hears you without overlooking you. Someone feel like you're rambling at the end of the day when that's not even the case. Because someone who's truly for you at the end of the day will never overlook you. They will truly respect you and understand at the end of the day that, wow, not everybody's truly for you. That energy has difference when God places the right people into your life with no malicious intentions to go against you. Because respect is a two-way street. I understand, neighbor. Everybody has their day. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. But when certain people come into your life, they show you balance. They show you at the end of the day why you came out your comfort zone. And you didn't have to project pain. You was just being yourself in an authentic way. My content is not for everybody. The society that we live in, regardless of what trials and tribulations you're going through in your life at the end of the day, sometimes it's hard to reach out to people, to express yourself, because you feel like someone's going to close the door in your face, or let alone try to humiliate you as to what you're trying to express within, or someone would not understand where you're coming from. But sometimes at the end of the day, you gotta protect your energy and be mindful and wise who you allowed yourself to open up to. Because some people will make you feel like you're stupid, you're slow, you're retarded for just expressing yourself. And you're not trying to mean no harm. But when someone says, dang, open arms at the end of the day, I got your back, but they truly had malicious intentions to laugh at your pain, that was truly one-sided. And it made you a victim that day. All because of the fact that you was allowing yourself to be yourself, your authentic self, to come out your comfort zone. And you didn't have malicious intentions. It's a thought process to me. Someone says they truly hear what you're going through. Someone truly says they hear what you've been through, but only to overlook you. And you feel like at the end of the day, you just wasted your time and day. Nah, you didn't. Because God was just showing you that, wow, not everybody's going to be on the same page with you, and that's okay. But always be yourself. Regardless if you feel like someone doesn't understand you. And no, you're not stupid for thinking how you feel at the end of the day when it comes to expressing yourself. Regardless if it's pain or not, and I say that respectfully, and especially when you ain't got malicious intentions. You wasn't being one-sided. Loving yourself is not easy. Being your authentic self to someone who doesn't understand you, never dim your light when it comes to your confidence, and I say that respectfully. Having trust issues. Because someone lacks the self-awareness when it comes to common sense, it was truly one-sided. But you understood your vision. You understood what you were saying that day, but they overlooked you. Only to project negative energy at the end of the day. But God was truly protecting you, showing you that you are still worthy. And it's okay to be yourself with no malicious intentions, regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age. Everybody's not supposed to be part of your journey, or let alone understand where you're coming from when you're trying to express yourself. What may sound stupid to one person, someone would truly understand you. And I say that respectfully. It would never be one-sided, especially when God places the right people in your life to respect you with no malicious intentions. The energy is different when you wasn't trying to hurt nobody. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. Don't ever feel like you're dimming your light when you're trying to express yourself. Or never feel like you need to be scared to hold things back at the end of the day when you need to get stuff out. Find that person at the end of the day that's your safe person to express yourself. Because expressing yourself to certain individuals at the end of the day would try to throw it in your face, make you feel like you was truly the problem. When you was able to relate to what they've been through, or let alone just hear them without talking, it'd be the thought process to me, how folks overlook you because it's you. Sometimes God will allow you to see that when God has her hand over you or his hand over you, certain individuals were supposed to experience you. so you can show up for you and know at the end of the day that, wow, I love me. I respect me. But I just know at the end of the day you wasn't truly for me. And that's okay. But I'm not going to dim my light because of the fact that you don't understand me, let alone to respect me. Because I choose me. And always be your authentic self. Even if they don't relate to you at the end of the day. Because everybody who's truly for you won't overlook you. And respect will be a two-way street. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. Don't ever feel like you sound stupid or you sound slow or retarded or whatever the case may be expressing yourself. Because you're not. And you don't. Regardless of what you got going on in your life, always be yourself. And I say that respectfully. Sometimes people are hard with words when it comes to putting it together because they're so misjudged. Or they don't know how to vent and express themselves to certain individuals. Don't ever feel like holding you back at the end of the day and expressing how you truly feel, especially when you're not trying to hurt nobody. But everybody's not meant to be part of your journey, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. No, you don't sound stupid because you're expressing yourself to somebody as to what you experienced in your life when it came to being sexually assaulted. No, you do not sound stupid as to what you experienced when it came to lack of love and respect in your household when that guardian didn't know how to love you. No, you do not sound stupid because of the fact that you decided to walk away from individuals that took your kindness for weakness and you tried to speak up for yourself, but they overlooked you. But you found that safe place with somebody at the end of the day to be your authentic self with no malicious intentions. Or that stranger in the street that said, I got your back. I would never hurt you with pain. At the end of the day, we will always be on the same page. And only for them to throw things in your face at the end of the day, things that you truly told them. It wasn't an even exchange, but God saw what they was doing that day. And he tried to make it seem like at the end of the day, you was truly the problem. When you just knew how to be real. And you just knew how to stay in your lane, and you knew how to respect your neighbor with no misintentions. My content is not for everybody. It's not. It's not a crime to be your authentic self. Some people battle with expressing themselves. And when you battle with expressing yourself, you hold yourself back. And I say that respectfully. Sometimes you do hold yourself back. Because something that could be bothering you or something that's triggering you within you could be delaying you. And I say that respectfully. Because now what happens within you is that you start to battle with anxiety, depression, PTSD, even battling a bad sleeping pattern. Because you have something that's on your mind that you're trying to express, and you don't have that safe place with that person to express how you feel. You could be in a relationship with somebody and you don't even feel safe expressing yourself to that person. Or you don't feel comfortable expressing yourself to that person. And that person don't necessarily have to do anything to you. Or let alone a guardian. And I say that respectfully because you will feel like at the end of the day they won't understand you. Always be your authentic self. Someone may overlook you, but then you have someone that actually hears you and truly sees you for who you truly are. Not to go against you. So always be your authentic self, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. My content is not for everybody, and that's okay. But dimming your light, that wasn't part of God's timing. Don't ever feel like you're rambling or going all over the place or going within circles at the end of the day to express yourself. Just be patient with your words. Be patient with yourself. And when the right people walk into your life, when I say the communication won't be one-sided. They will truly respect you for who you truly are with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. Someone just said, hey, I apologize for being me. Don't ever apologize for being your authentic self. Just because you had a bad experience of your upbringing or a situation happening and occurred in your life, and someone made you feel like you were less than, or you were stupid for expressing yourself, or you said something that didn't make sense to them, but it made sense to somebody else, and they was able to relate to you, not just relate to you, but just understand and be on the same page that, listen, I'm not overlooking your words. I hear what you're saying. And I respect you for knowing at the end of the day you have a safe place with me. Because not everybody has that safe place. And I say that respectfully when it comes to someone just being outspoken. My content is not for everybody. It's not. A lot of individuals been portrayed so much in their journey when it comes to their walk of life. The lack of love, respect, and trust. People, making them feel like they need to live in fear, or even spell work being put upon an innocent person. It's hard to open up and express yourself, regardless if it's something so small to something so big in life. And I say that respectfully. Don't ever feel like you sound stupid because someone in the background is laughing. Don't ever feel like, you gotta question you. Are you even worthy of even expressing yourself when you don't have malicious intentions, but you're just venting to the wrong person? Regardless to what it is you got going on in your life. And I say that respectfully. Don't ever feel sorry for expressing yourself. You got it off your chest. Now, what happens is, because you express yourself to the wrong person, now it makes you feel a little bit unbalanced. Because it's like, dang, the person you just expressed yourself to is in the background disrespecting you. They got so much negative stuff to say about you at the end of the day, when it's truly one-sided. But you had confidence to come out your comfort zone. You had confidence to express yourself. And it takes a lot at the end of the day. And especially if you're one of those type of people who are antisocial. And I say that respectfully. And you're antisocial for all the right reasons. And then say, hold on, wait. This is why I'm antisocial. This is why I stay away from people from me expressing myself. But don't ever feel like you need to hold back. When you find that safe place with that right person to be able to express yourself, just know at the end of the day, don't dim your light. Don't dim your light. Not everybody's supposed to be part of your journey. And not everybody's going to understand where you're coming from. And I say that respectfully. And especially when it comes to getting your words together. It doesn't matter if you had a lack of behavior problem, learning problems. And I say this respectfully. It doesn't matter. Or you've been so traumatized and abused mentally, physically, and emotionally, and it made you mentally unbalanced. Regardless of the trauma and pain that was endured from a child point of view and it went into your adulthood, it's okay to express yourself. You're not stupid. You're not slow. You're not retarded. Just because someone can't relate to you or doesn't understand where you're coming from when it comes to you expressing yourself, or let alone your walk of life, do not dim your light. Because that can hold you back too. Becoming your best self vision of yourself. When you're holding everything all in. And it became the norm because of the fact that people kicked you down during your journey. People made you feel like you need to be discouraged and dim your light when it comes to your confidence. They wanted you to just shut up. No. It's okay to express yourself. Not everybody's meant to sit at your table. And the individuals that were meant to sit at your table, they're not going to dim your light, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. They may not understand where you're coming from when it comes to what you've been through. But they're able to be that ear at the end of the day that you truly need that day. To let you know, hey, I got your back. Not only that, do you truly need a hug today? Because sometimes in life, you just need that hug. Sometimes in life, you just need somebody to be able to vent to when you got so much built up within you. Those tears you cry alone, allowing them to face your reality, your existence, expressing yourself. No, you're not weak-minded. No, you're not delusional. No, you're not crazy for expressing yourself. Because when the right people come into your life, they pour into you, not go against you. They don't shortchange you. And I say that respectfully. So always be your authentic self. Even like when you're trying to write down a sentence or whatever the case may be, and you may have a learning disability at the end of the day, and I say this respectfully. Somebody may not understand what you just put on that paper, but you understood what you put on that paper. And somebody that's truly for you at the end of the day, when they truly are able to understand and relate to you, they're willing to understand and compromise that, you know what? I can understand what you're seeing. I understand your vision. And no, you're not wrong. Just like when someone draws a picture, and everybody, you got everybody around, you asking everybody's opinion, what do you think I drew on this paper? When you're an open-minded person, not one-sided. You knew what you drew on that paper, but everybody's come up with all these different ideas, and you're sitting back saying to yourself is, no, that's not what it is. It's okay to be yourself. Individuals not going to understand you all the time, but it's called respect. Respect goes a long way. Regardless of your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, your disability, or your age, and I say that respectfully. We may not tie our shoe the same, but it's called respect, neighbor. And it's okay to be your authentic self with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. You come up with a song. Nobody understands what you mean within a song. But then when someone actually listens to the song and say, hold on 1 second. I understand where you're coming from. I see your vision. I saw where you was going with this. Wow, that was smart. That was different. That was unique. See, everybody's not for you, and that's okay. It's okay. Don't ever beat yourself up trying to express yourself or make yourself feel like you need to be sick, emotionally sick or mentally sick or drained out because someone didn't understand you. What one person may not understand, the next will. And I say that respectfully. Because what's truly for you won't go against you. What's truly for you won't disrespect you. What's truly for you won't manipulate you. And I say that respectfully. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. Everybody's not meant to be part of your journey, and that is okay. It's okay. Just like, we all don't laugh the same. We all don't cry the same. Everybody's digestive system is not the same because what you may tolerate, the next person may not. But does that make anybody any better or any difference at the end of the day? No, it don't. Because we are human. You matter and you are worthy. Sometimes in life, the lack of love from that guardian, the lack of respect from that guardian, because you was verbally abused, mentally abused, physically abused, it made you feel like you had to go into a corner and go into a shell. Because of the fact that you couldn't express yourself. And you became immune. And I say this respectfully. I don't mean it no disrespect from no shape or form. But it made you feel like when you walked into society, you couldn't even express yourself. You had to be in a mindset that, dang, nobody will ever understand me. Nobody will ever understand my vision. Because when you open your mouth, you feel like someone is going to overlook you. Or let alone overlook you, kick you down. Because of what you've been through mentally, physically, and emotionally, because someone didn't know how to respect you and love you when it came to that guardian that was supposed to protect you and show you at the end of the day that you was worthy. Sometimes the lack of love from a guardian at the end of the day, the lack of love from someone that was supposed to protect you that day would make you feel like, dang, I can't even express myself. This type of stuff happens every single day. My content is not for everybody. And I say that respectfully. It's not. And that's okay. But never dim your light. And never shortchange yourself. And I say that respectfully. Holding yourself back, hurting yourself with your own words because of the lack of love and the lack of respect or someone taking your kindness or weakness. You're able to think for yourself. You're able to see. You're able to physically, emotionally move and understand what's going on within you. Some folks ain't gonna be able to relate to you, but the ones who's truly for you ain't gonna go against you. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. I just want someone to know at the end of the day who's watching me within watching me, regardless of what you're going through right now, don't ever dim your own light, holding yourself back. Because what happens is you make yourself mentally sick. Dealing with high blood pressure. Not only dealing with high blood pressure, but now you're falling into the mindset of depression, anxiety, PTSD. And can't nobody diagnose, ain't nobody supposed to even be diagnosing you at the end of the day when you should be able to express yourself. They quick to label you, but all you just needed was somebody to vent to. This type of stuff happens every single day. My content is not for everybody. And be mindful and wise when you express yourself to certain individuals. Because it does happen. You expressing yourself to somebody only for them to throw it in your face. That's not respect at the end of the day. That's something but the enemy talking. Always protect your energy, and I say that respectfully. Not your genuine love, respect. I attribute time to the genuine ones only. My content is not for everybody. Loving yourself is not a crime. Healing trauma and pain will never be an overnight process, let alone it's not a race. I attribute this time to the genuine ones only. Thank you for your time. And I say that respectfully. Always be yourself. But no malicious intentions, regardless of what trials and tribulations you're going through. Certain folks may overlook your words, but the right ones will walk into your life to truly hear you. Let alone they would never throw it in your face. They would truly respect you. And y'all both will be each other's safe place. That energy hits different. No, you're not stupid for choosing you. Because you expressed you that day. Don't beat yourself up. Because someone had insecurity problems. Someone had the lack of self-control. Someone had the lack of self-confidence. And you was able to be yourself. Don't dim your light. Healing trauma and pain is not a race or let alone an overnight process. I should preach time to the genuine ones only. My content is not for everybody. Peace and respect, you never stop the bonds. Humanity, your word of being a copycat, and that you're gonna fall short when it comes to comments, and that's being real. And I say that respectfully because you can't be something that you're truly not. Now your genuine love, respect. You matter and you are worthy. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. Healing trauma and pain is not a race, and it's not an overnight process. But you matter and you are worthy. Be patient with your process. Thank you for your time.